What were my lines? Welcome to an epic journey across Europe. My name is Morgan Freeman. Oh, sorry. We were supposed to have Morgan Freeman on the show, but I'll be hosting this travel show, so welcome aboard.
Since the invention of legs, people have had the urge to move around, go places, step on the occasional Lego. But then came an engineer. He made a hill, a marvel of engineering. After that, someone came and thought it would be a great idea to put stairs on it to make it easier to go up. After him came the guy who made the escalator. That was truly a marvel. But then people wanted more. People didn't just want to go up, they wanted to go away. And so the airport was born.
I had this whole thing figured for this morning, but my lovely wife, of course, thought that we should take the train that goes before the one that we were thinking yesterday. So I had a very nice speech thought out for today, which unfortunately, due to busy time schedules, we had to skip. So now we're at the airport and we're waiting for the plane that'll take us to Munich.
Planes are one of humanity's greatest inventions. Essentially, they're long tubes with wings powered by the burning of extremely expensive liquids. The first plane was invented in 1903 by two brothers who were so determined to fly, they did it before seat belts were invented, or snacks. Today's commercial aircrafts are marvels of modern engineering, capable of flying over 900 kilometers per hour while serving you lukewarm coffee in a paper cup. The black box on a plane is not actually black, it's orange, because that's irony. But despite all this, planes almost always work, which is lucky, because halfway through the flight, you're 11 kilometers above the ground, with nothing between you and the earth except a chair, a seatbelt, and maybe some peanuts. The train from Munich to Füssen is said to be one of the most scenic in Germany. And it probably is, at some point, but not this point. Outside the window, fields, some green, some vaguely browner. Occasionally, a building appears, but not the interesting kind. The kind that says, people definitely live here, but don't write about it. I sat by the window, thinking deep thoughts. Mostly about sandwiches, and whether I left the bathroom light on at home. It's a journey that invites reflection, not because the scenery demands it, but because there's very little else to do. And maybe that's the point. Travel isn't always about excitement. Sometimes it's just about sitting in a chair, staring at fields that look suspiciously like the last ones, and quietly convincing yourself that you're doing something important.
Welcome to our first night here in Germany, in Füssen. What you're looking at is the front door to our apartment. Let me swing around. Here is the entrance. I'll try and squish myself against the wall. To the right is a beautiful, small, but quite nice, with a few people in the mirror. It's a bathroom, yes, that's what I was gonna say. On the left we have a bed with chocolate. And when we go through this portal on the wall here into this area, We have a living quarters and a tiny, tiny kitchen. Beautiful but tiny. A sofa and a desk. And look at the view outside. Wife, can you zoom for me? Jesus Christ. How hard can it be?
Not focusing.
Not focusing.
Not focusing.
Just a second. We're having
Picture coming later.
We're having technical difficulties. The castle you're seeing behind me, in the distance that we couldn't zoom to, is the Neuschwanstein castle. We'll be going there in the morning, so even if we can't zoom there, it'll be much closer than now. Oh, behind me is a castle built by a madman in the 1800s. It looks pretty much like the place in Disneyland Paris. That's because that's where they took their inspiration. I was just walking past it and I marveled at the fine drainage system that they had made. We'll be taking a look at that while we pass inside in just a few moments. So here it is, the castle and the 1800s drainage system that goes down the wall. What a beautiful shape it is still in. We have made it in through the gates. Let's see what this place looks like from the inside.
Neuschwanstein Castle, built by King Ludwig II, a man known for two things, his love of architecture and his apparent allergy to reality. Here I am in front of the castle, giving a thumbs up, a gesture that says, yes, I have seen the thing. Once inside, I was told to wear my backpack on the front, because apparently a 19th century fantasy palace can survive centuries of weather, war, and royal drama, but not a mildly swinging backpack. From the balcony, I gazed out dramatically, because that's what you do when you're in a place like this. You look serious, like you're planning something historically important, or maybe just wondering where the gift shop is. At one point, I even found a book with a picture of Ludwig himself, a man who some say looked a little like me. Though, to be fair, most people look alike when you give them a beard and some unresolved issues. Then came Marienbrück, a bridge so scenic it distracts you from the very real possibility of plummeting into a gorge. As you can see from my face, I was thrilled. From the castle balcony you can look back at the bridge. It's a great way to confront your fears, or to check if you dropped anything on the way over. Eventually we left the castle the same way all Bavarian royalty used to, in a horse-drawn carriage, because nothing says authentic historical experience like slowly being pulled downhill by something that poops in real time.
This area behind me is Germany. It's where beer is made. There's also trains, cars, a lot of grass, and the occasional lake here and there. We might even see a mountain today.
We visited the Museum of Füssen, a place full of quiet rooms, decorative walls, and the sort of atmosphere that makes you whisper, even when no one asks you to. I spend most of the time following my wife because she understands art and how to read signs without pretending. The museum had beautifully preserved interiors and lots of locked doors, not to protect things, just to remind you where not to walk. At one point I tripped over a hatch in the floor, possibly an ancient trapdoor, or just part of the building's ongoing battle with me personally. I wasn't hurt, just emotionally ambushed by architecture. Yet again we have arrived into a train. that will take us this time to Garmisch-Partenkirchen or somewhere like that, from where we'll change trains and then go to Innsbruck. The time, I was gonna say it, but it just disappeared. The time is 14.
The time disappeared. Again.
The time is irrelevant on this journey. But we're on our way now. And don't know what we'll see, since this is pretty weird journey. I can hear the horn of the train. What is going on? Who's jumping on front of the train? We have found out that raspberries here in Austria have very... Okay, my wife just ate the raspberry that I was supposed to make a video out of, so forget it. Onwards and upwards. Once again, we face ourselves against a door which we have already passed through. Let's go around again while my wife ducks to cover. So we are in Innsbruck now, and this is our small hotel room. It's a hotel motel 1, whatever that means. So this is the whole entire room, and behind me, as my wife hides behind the door. So this is the bathroom. Hello, this is me. And we have a beautiful view, this time of the central railway station here in Innsbruck. There are some mountains around. Innsbruck, a city where the mountains are high, the air is crisp, and the grocery stores are surprisingly well stocked. From the top floor of our hotel, we admired the view, a rare moment of peace, before immediately buying another train ticket. This is how modern travel works. Look at a mountain, push buttons on a machine, board another train, repeat until you're in another country. Somewhere on the way to Italy, I found myself sharing a drink with a German handball team. Their ritual involved slamming tiny glasses upside down before drinking. I didn't ask questions, mostly because I was afraid of becoming their next ritual. I have infiltrated the German volleyball team or handball team or something. They offered me a shot, so I'm now part of them. Boarding the train, we settled in for the ride. The route from Innsbruck to Vuortio takes you through the Brenner Pass, a historic mountain pass that has been a key transit route since Roman times. As we ascended through the Alps, the scenery transformed. Snow-capped peaks gave way to rolling hills, and eventually the vineyards of northern Italy. The train continued its descent, winding through valleys and past picturesque villages. Each bend revealed a new postcard-worthy scene, reminding us that sometimes the journey truly is the destination. I feel as this has become a thing now. This is a door which we came in.
That's my wife. Now we spin around. We have a beautiful room again with a full-sized mirror. 2 toilet seats. No, actually the other was a bidet. I thought we could, me and the wife could sit beside each other. But no. And as always, my wife's still in the corner. No idea why. A TV. There was a little fridge. I think that's the picture from Lake Garda there. Outside we have a balcony. Oh, I hit myself against the door. Reminder not to do that because it hurts. And there is Lake Garda. I'll show you it in a bit more detail. There was also a gym here. I don't know why they have the plastics on. Maybe it's supposed to rain. It's actually quite windy now. But yeah, they had the plastics on those gym equipment. There's supposed to be a pool up there. I think we'll want to go there at some point. I can't remember the name of the town here, but we'll go there too.
My wife browsed the bakery section of the local store in Italy. She examined each pastry with the precision of an art critic. We returned to the hotel for the night, where the view was stunning as the sun set behind the mountains at Lake Garda. Early next morning we boarded a bus to Cascate del Varone.
What I am witnessing here is the effect of gravity on water. The water is somewhere up high and it falls down because of gravity. If there was no gravity, this water would be floating in the middle. But because of gravity, it comes down at approximately 9.81 meters per second if it was free falling. So this is a waterfall.
This waterfall has been carving its way through rock for over 20,000 years, moving backward at a rate of 2 millimeters per year. At this pace, it should reach Austria by the year 300,000. Inside the grotto, the waterfall thundered down nearly 100 meters. The mist was so intense it felt like nature's version of a cold shower. After drying up, we returned to Riva del Garda and ascended to the Bastione di Riva via a scenic glass lift. Built in the early 16th century, the bastion was designed to protect the town after Venetian rule ended. The glass lift offered panoramic views and a mild panic attack for those of us with a fear of heights. At the top, the bastion stood as a testament to history and human perseverance. From its vantage point, we could see the entirety of Riva del Garda, the lake, and the surrounding mountains. It was breathtaking, both in beauty and in altitude.
Beautiful.
After indulging in one of Italy's most sacred rituals, gelato, we did something deeply uncharacteristic of modern humans. We walked. From Riva del Garda up the ancient Penale Road to the Alto Belvedere. And then, because walking in one direction wasn't painful enough, we turned around and came back. The round trip is about 7.4 kilometers, which in metric terms is quite a lot. This cliffside trail was once a road for cars, but was later closed to traffic and reopened for hikers and cyclists, because why drive when you can sweat and cry with a view? The trail winds along Lake Garda, a place so scenic that it almost makes you forget you're technically exercising. At the top, Ponale Alto Belvedere. Belvedere is Italian for beautiful view. Please stop here and take a selfie. We did, several in fact, mostly to provide to future generations that yes, we once had functioning knees. After this majestic ordeal, we returned to Riva del Garda and immediately cancelled any further walking for the day. The next morning, from our hotel balcony in Lago Torbole, we filmed a time-lapse, a poetic reminder that even the Earth rotates on schedule, unlike Italian regional buses. We then commenced a journey so complex it could be mistaken for a board game. Bus, train, bus again. Each leg of transport took us deeper into the thermal heart of northern Italy, Abano Terme. Home to steam, serenity, and the Hotel Terme Helvetia, where the only thing hotter than the volcanic mud is the price of bottled water at the spa. This would be our next base of operations, our fortress of relaxation, because nothing says vacation like soaking in centuries-old geothermal soup, preferably without thinking too hard about where the minerals came from.
Now we're in Hotel Helvetia. I don't know how it's pronounced in English or Italian. I'll just call it Hotel Hell for now. So here's the front door again, which we're so familiar with. To our right, or to our left if we enter, we have a big room for clothing. Straight ahead we have a generously sized bathroom with, again, side-by-side seating. No, again, a bidet. Of course me, your budget-friendly host. Oh, what do we have here? Freebies. Great. And this one's a bit bigger than the last one. So, nice shower times. Now here's the bedroom. TV, writing desk. TV is as big as the... Oh, there's my wife's name on the TV. My wife again, standing weirdly besides the wall. There she is. I don't know what's wrong with her. And last but not least, a small balcony. I don't know why there's like... Is that to our bathroom or to someone else's? I have no clue. Yeah. That's the view from the balcony. Not bad, not good. Okay. Right, so Hotel Hell round 2. First room that I just showed you had a water leak in the roof, so this is the second room's door. Then on the left, if I'm here, we go to the left, we have a bathtub, me again, 2 bidets and a smaller shower. The last room would have had a bigger one. Some stained carpet. This is the bedroom and the TV. And in my opinion, this view is a bit better, but my wife said no because there's nothing green here. So yeah, let's see what this room brings us.
Behold, the Sentinel of Serenity, a colossal cock, standing defiantly by the poolside, a symbol of, well, something profound, surely. After our thermal retreat in Abano Terme, we boarded a bus bound for Venice, a city renowned for its canals, architecture, and an uncanny ability to flood at the slightest hint of rain. As we approached, the landscape transformed from terra firma to aqua alta. Venice, a city built atop wooden piles driven into the mud, has defied the odds for centuries. Its foundation is a marvel of medieval engineering, or perhaps just a testament to sheer stubbornness. Our first encounter was with the Grand Canal, Venice's main artery, stretching 3.8 kilometers in a serpentine S-shape through the city. Lined with over 170 buildings, many dating from the 13th to 18th centuries, it's less a canal and more a floating museum. Navigating the city's labyrinth waterways, we arrived at the iconic Ponte di Rialto. Originally a pontoon bridge in 1173, it evolved into the stone arch we see today by 1591. Critics at the time deemed its design audacious, predicting its collapse. Yet, centuries later, it stands firm, defying both time and selfie sticks. Crossing the bridge, we meandered through narrow alleys, past shopfronts adorned with Venetian masks and Murano glass. Each turn revealed another picturesque canal, each more charming than the last, until we reached Piazza San Marco. Napoleon once called it the world's most beautiful drawing room. Dominated by St. Mark's Basilica, the square is a testament to Venetian grandeur. The basilica itself, with its Byzantine domes and intricate mosaics, was constructed to house the relics of St. Mark the Evangelist. Relics that were, shall we say, acquired from Alexandria in 828. Adjacent stands the Campanile, a bell tower offering panoramic views of the city. It's a reconstruction, mind you. The original collapsed in 1902, reminding us that even the most enduring structures have their moments. And as they say, that is the end of that. After I've traveled 19 countries, thousands of kilometers, and countless steps, with one very patient wife in front of me leading the way through museum halls and bakeries, I've come to a few conclusions on this trip. One, all humans are pretty much the same. They're hungry, they're a bit lost, and always looking for the next bathroom. And after I return home with sore feet, a handful full of fridge magnets, and a mild fear of glass elevators, I also return with something far more valuable. A reminder that life, like travel, isn't always about the plan. Sometimes it's about the little detours, the happy accidents, and occasionally a big rooster on the lawn of your hotel. Take care. My name is Markus. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time.